Hello students, today we will deal with one of the most important topics of accounts in CA Foundation, that is rectification of errors. So we will study about a little introduction to rectification. So what is an error? Now we all know what an error is. We all make mistakes and those mistakes are errors. Yes, all of us do these errors. Now we are not talking about general errors over here. We are specifically talking about errors in accounting. So what does an error in accounting mean? So an error refers to an unintentional omission or commission of amounts and accounts in the process of recording transactions. So these errors could be committed at the stage of collecting information or at the stage of recording financial data due to perhaps mathematical mistakes, or it could be due to applying the accounting policies in a wrong manner. It could also be due to misinterpretation of facts, or it could be due to oversight. Now, what are the different types of errors that can occur in accounting? So we have basically two types of errors mainly. First one is the error of principle. So what does this mean? When a transaction is recorded in contravention, which means against an accounting principle, then it is called an error of principle. So in such a case, there is no effect on trial balance. Let us look at an example. Suppose for purchase of furniture. Now you know that furniture is an asset, right? Now if you debit the office expense account and treat it as a revenue expense, that is an error of principle. But what will happen in the case of trial balance here? The trial balance is going to agree because you still have a debit and you still have a credit, right? Similarly, let us say wages paid for erecting machinery. It becomes a part of the cost of machinery. It should be capitalized or it should be added to the value of machinery, right? You cannot debit it to wages. So if you do debit it to wages, which happens to be a revenue expense, it becomes an error of principle. All right, now we'll look at clerical errors. So what are clerical errors? These are because of mistakes committed in the ordinary course of accounting work, like for example, ordinary mistakes of calculation or wrong amounts entered, etc. So these are of three types. You have error of omission. As the name itself suggests, you omit, or in other words, you don't enter something. So that is called omission. Now this could be either partially omitted or completely omitted. What does partial omission mean? When you record half the transaction or one half of that particular transaction, you don't record the other half. You know every transaction has two parts. If you record only one part, it is partial omission. Now, let us look at an example for full omission. Let us say a credit purchase is not recorded at all. A credit purchase of furniture is not recorded at all. It becomes a full omission. On the other hand, let us say goods sold to X is not credited. So when you sell goods to X, what is the entry? You have X's account. Now X is the debtor. So X's account is debited and you have sales, which is credited, right? Now you have not credited, which means that this particular portion of the entry has not been entered. So this becomes partial omission. Next type of clerical error is error of commission. If a particular amount is entered in the wrong account, or it is written on the wrong side of the account, or the totals are wrong, or the wrong balance is struck, then it is called an error of commission. For example, let us say goods sold to Ram debited to Raman. Now as you can see, the names are very similar, Ram and Raman. So that is how you entered in the wrong account. It is an error of commission. Goods sold to Sham credited to purchases. So it was supposed to be credited to sales, right? You have credited but to the wrong account again. Then goods sold worth 500 recorded as 50. You omitted 10. This is also an error of commission. Goods sold to Hari 1000 credited to his account. You are supposed to debit his account, you have credited. So these are all errors of commission. The next type of error of clerical error is compensating error. So what is a compensating error? So if at all the effect of the errors which have been committed they end up cancelling out each other or making the effect nil, then they are called compensating errors. In such a case, the trial balance will agree. In other words, one error makes up for the other error. So, for the example, you can take goods sold to Ram 5,000, debited rupees 500 only, and goods sold to Shyam 500, debited with rupees 5,000. So, what happens over here? Now, you have sold goods worth 5,000, you have debited only 500, which means that in the trial balance, on the debit side, you have 4,500 shortage, right? Or you can say in other words, on the credit side, you have 4,500 excess and goods sold to Shyam 500 debited with 5,000. So here you have debited in excess. How much excess? 4,500. So what is happening on both sides? One error is making up for the other and the trial balance is going to agree, right? So this becomes a compensating error. Similarly, when a purchase entry of 1,000 is recorded on the credit side and sales entry 1,000 is recorded on the debit side, same amount, wrong sides, but on both debit and credit. So the trial balance will tally. This becomes a compensating error. Now let us understand the effect of errors on trial balance. First of all, error of principle. There is no effect on trial balance. How come? Let us understand. Now, when wages are incurred for the purpose of erection of machinery, what entry would you pass? This right entry would be, of course, machinery account, right? Machinery account debit to cash because amount is being paid. But what have you done? You have debited the wages account instead of machinery account. So, wages account has been debited and cash account is credited. Now what happens? There is a debit and there is a credit. In the earlier scenario also there was a debit and there is a credit. It has to be that way. Now also, even after you made the error, there is a debit and there is a credit. So will the trial balance show you this mistake? No, because both the sides are going to tally, right? So this will not show you an effect in the trial balance. Error of omission. Now let us consider part omission. This will have an effect on trial balance. How? Let us look at the example. Now, goods sold to X 50, not credited. So, when you have sold goods to 50, what is the right entry? The right entry would be X account debit to sale 50, right? Now, what has happened here? What is the mistake you have done? You have debited X's account with 50, but this credit portion has not been entered. So obviously what will happen in the trial balance? On the debit side and credit side, what will be the impact? Debit side excess account will appear, the debtor balance will appear 50. But on the credit side, you will not have it. So naturally the credit side is going to be 50 rupees short, right? So the trial balance will not tally. Similarly, we move on to the next kind of error, that is full omission. So full omission will have no effect on the trial balance. How so? Because you are not entering a particular transaction at all. Goods sold to X, not recorded. Neither are you recording the sale, nor are you recording the debtor. So naturally, debit side also no balance, credit side also no balance. So there is no effect on the trial balance. So the next error, that is error of commission wrong account. Now in the case of wrong account, there will not be any effect. Why so? Let us look at the example. Goods sold to Ram rupees 1,000 debited to Shyam. Now when you are selling goods to Ram 1,000, what is the right entry? Ram account debit 1,000 to sales. But what have you done? You have debited Shyam's account. Shyam 1,000 to sales. So this credit side is correct. So in your trial balance, credit side also there is no issue. Debit side also there is no issue because that 1,000 amount is there on both sides. Only thing is the wrong account, that is the debtor's account. Instead of Ram's account, you have debited Shyam's account. So this error will not show. Likewise, wrong amount. What happens to wrong amount? Wrong amount will have an effect on the trial balance. Wrong amount means what now? If in case you have made the same error both on debit side as well as credit side, that means wrong amount on debit and credit, then it becomes a compensating error and it will not show in the trial balance. However, in this case, let us say goods sold to Ram rupees 500 but debited as 50. This will have an effect. Why? Because now Ram account debit is 50 while sales is 500. So your debit side is going to be short by 450. This difference will show in the trial balance. Now coming to the next error of commission, that is wrong side, when amount is entered on the wrong side. That means something which was supposed to be entered on the debit side is now entered on the credit side, or vice versa. So this will definitely have an effect. Now let us say goods sold to Ram. So Ram account debit to sale should have been the right entry, 500. But what have you done? You have credited both Ram's account and sales account. So naturally, what's going to happen? Your trial balance will have excess 500 on the credit side. That is because Ram's account is credited, so that 500 plus sales 500. So totally you will have 1000 on the credit side. So this will definitely reflect, this difference will definitely reflect in the trial balance. The next error of commission is wrong casting. So what does casting mean? Casting in accounts refers to totaling. So when you enter a wrong total or you carry a wrong total from subsidiary book to the ledger, it will definitely have an effect on the trial balance. For example, sales account wrongly cast at 5,000 instead of 50,000. Now sales has a credit balance. So in the trial balance, credit side, it is supposed to be 50, but you have cast it at 5,000. So naturally, it is going to be 45,000 short on the credit side, whereas the debtors total would have been correctly entered at 50,000. So the difference will definitely show in the trial balance. Now the next kind of error is compensating error. So compensating error will have no effect. How so? Because it is compensating each other. For example, goods sold to Ram 5,000, credited 500 only. So what is going to happen here? Now when you've sold it to Ram and you've credited short, means debit is going to be in excess, right? It is correct for debit to be in excess, but in the trial balance, how will you know? You will only know because the debit side is going to be in excess of 4,500. And purchased from Shyam rupees 8,000, debited 3,500 only. So you have credited in excess, right? Credited correctly, but because of the shortage in debit, your credit side will show an excess of 4,500. So what happens here? The trial balance will tally. One excess debit, one excess credit makes up for each other. So you will not know the difference. Now, how do you locate errors in your accounts? So the first step is you need to total, or you need to retotal, in other words, the two columns of the trial balance. Check if you have correctly entered the totals first. Then ensure that you have entered cash in your trial balance. If at all you have not, enter it and retotal it. Then if at all there is a difference in the trial balance, try to make it into half or divide it by 2. So what happens is, in case you entered an amount on the wrong side, that particular side will show twice the amount of that expense, right? So if you convert it to half, you will know that that particular expense has been entered on the wrong side. Next thing what you can do is you can balance the ledgers again to check and ensure that you have correctly balanced the ledgers. And the casting or the totaling of subsidiary books should be checked to ensure that you have taken the correct totals from the subsidiary book to the ledgers. This was a short introduction video to rectification of errors. For more, please visit the website and download the application. Thank you.